The golden wheat fields blowing in the wind, people relaxing against the orange sky. These are some of the many images Days of Heaven has long been associated with, but built upon that magic is a period tragedy with an operatic quality, a sophomore work of filmmaking so enrapturing that it cemented the mythos of Terrence Malick, only heightened by his 20-year absence. Days of Heaven begins in industrial Chicago. Bill is working in a steel mill when his hot temper leads him to accidentally killing his supervisor. Bill flees Chicago, along with his girlfriend Abby and younger sister Linda, and heads to the Texas Panhandle to find work. The film is told from the perspective of Linda, who narrates from the future looking back on these memories. Her narration often gives information that exists outside the frame. Sometimes what she narrates has no context or significance at all, but I would imagine it's like when we tell a story to a friend. There's always a small detail that remains vivid in your memory, but really doesn't have much context to the listener. Somehow it works though, and that random tangent adds more depth to the story. Makes it feel more alive, even if the listener doesn't particularly understand it. This story is, after all, hers. It's not going to be complete and is still actively going on, as she's not done with life yet. They all find work on a farm, where the long, hard days are spent harvesting the golden wheat. With the farm being a place of serene beauty, Days of Heaven has made its mark in the Cinematography Hall of Fame for the blowing waves of wheat and the well-known fact that it was mostly shot in the golden hour. As everyone works and plays, off in the distance lives the owner in a large house, a house that workers can't go near, but Bill always has his eye on. There, in the house on the Golden Hill, resides the farmer. At first seen only at a distance, the film gradually unfolds before us a man who has worked hard and achieved success in almost every way a young man pioneering the West could imagine, except the one that truly matters. Now he wants to bring that into his life before it's too late. Sam Shepard, the celebrated playwright in his first acting role for film, gives the film its soul. He has his eyes set on Abby, who he thinks is just the sister of Bill, which marks the beginning of a love triangle. She brings out a side of him that is so tender and innocent, it's as if he's never come across a woman so enchanting to him as Abby. All he wants to do is to share the life he's built for himself with someone he loves after being conflicted with such loneliness. And it's Shepard's ability to communicate all of that in a mostly nonverbal manner that gives the farmer a transcendent quality, a quality shared with the film itself also. Many people have described it as dreamlike, which is no doubt due to Malick's love of the nature surrounding them. They live on a wheat field less than they live in a wheat field. Certain things make no sense, like the farmer's makeshift outdoor office or man-made objects strewn about the long grass. But this imagery of the union of man and nature does evoke a dreamlike aura and yields some incredible pictures. There's always been a sense of holistic peace wedged in the middle of this movie. Moments where everyone is content and sharing in the love that surrounds them. Those really were the Days of Heaven. But the days come to an end as the Shakespearean quality of this tragedy begins to unfold. The man who has everything material but lacks love, and the man who is willing to give up his love to have everything material. The distant longing of the farmer has evolved into jealousy over time. Fate collides with the eruption of this jealousy that gets the better hand of him, and everyone is engulfed into a climax of biblical proportions. The rawness of the emotion and spectacle on display truly makes one of the greatest climaxes in cinema history. Now it feels like a distant memory that love was shining all around them, as it also does for Linda. It's easy to want to intellectualize films like Days of Heaven. While there was certainly nothing wrong with that, it's never going to fully uncover the beauty. Malick's films are poems, and I think it's more important to him that this resonates emotionally rather than intellectually. He wants to slow the world down and be in the moment, looking at it as it is before us. To filter all the extra clutter that can muddle a movie and capture the moment within a scene, a sentiment Malick has carried throughout his career. As his career progressed, the movies became more operatic, encompassing the turmoil and beauty of human existence. It's special to look back and see a film that, even if its peripheral stares at the universe, still keeps its gaze at the intimacy between these people and their lives.
slow. You didn't get me.